Hey, I'm Stephanie Parker, the children's minister here at Chicopee Baptist Church, and we're going to talk just a minute about being a crew leader at VBS this year. Being a crew leader means that you get the pleasure of meeting some awesome kids this year, getting to know them, and guiding them to a closer relationship with God. Keep in mind that we're getting some kids that are in our church all the time and some kids that have never been to church. So use this opportunity to talk with them, find out more about them and things they like to do. We're trying to build relationships here. So let's talk just a minute about what crew leader means and what your responsibilities are as a crew leader. You will be getting a crew leader guidebook that you can look through. It talks about some of the guidelines, some things in case you forget about what we talk about here. You can kind of go back and get more information in this booklet. It does tell you some things about what a crew leader is versus what a crew leader is not. We want your experience as a crew leader to be a positive influence with our children. We want to, like I said, build positive relationships. So we want to make sure that we're not fussing with the kids. We know that kids can sometimes act out in ways that are not always positive. So we just want to encourage them in a positive way to listen carefully and to make safe choices so that everybody involved in our VBS has a good time and has that opportunity to learn about God. So there are just a couple tips of what crew leader is versus what they are not in your booklet. You will also have the breakdown of our Bible points, Bible verses, and what the story is going to be about each day in our Bible time. It will also tell you about the different rotations that we will get to go through with our groups. You've got an opening and closing every day where we'll have a short skit and just have some time to get to know the kids before we start rotations. Each rotation is about 20 minutes. As a crew leader, you are responsible from taking your crew from station to station and keeping an eye on the time because we don't have like a buzzer or a whistle or anything that lets you know when it's time to switch. So since there will be multiple leaders in a crew, you might ask one person in the crew to kind of be the timekeeper and keep everybody on track. So you will go around to different stations. We have the music and game station where we will do some singing and dancing and learn some new songs associated with our VBS this year. And within that same rotation, we will also have a game time where the kids will be invited to play some kind of fun game that reinforces our Bible point for the night. In another station, we will have dinner and the KidVid videos where you will actually be in this room, in the big blue room, and you will have dinner brought in for you by our kitchen volunteers. And then we have a TV in here that we will watch about a 5 or less minute video that talks about a child from another part of the country that reinforces our Bible point for the night. So that gives you another opportunity while the kids are eating to kind of talk about the video and talk about, maybe what are some of the obstacles that these children are going through in their lives and how does that relate to what we're learning and maybe even relate to their lives. So it's a good conversation starter. We have another station called Imagination Station where we will do some kind of hands-on activity, kind of like a science experiment or some kind of crafty type thing that will enforce our Bible point or Bible story. Then we have Bible time where the kids will get to learn a story from the Bible, which is probably one of my favorites. I may have to pop in and see Miss Gina's Bible stories from time to time this week. I think that's something you will enjoy. And then, like I said, we have the closing where we will have our actors come out, have another skit before we go. Usually we do one more song or two to kind of reinforce the dances that they learn that day. Then it's time for dismissal. When it's time for everybody to go home, students will be given a wristband that has a security number on it when they register each night. And if, when the parents drop them off, they will get a card that has a matching number on it. If students lose their wristbands overnight, when they come in the next day, they'll get a new one, and we'll let you know about the new number, the change in that, which is common. They tend to come off every once in a while. So they will have a security card to pick them up, so we make sure everybody's getting to the right person, since we will have a lot of visitors coming in. We will have a group of students that will come on the church van. They will have an additional armband. It may be kind of a checkered pattern. That just lets you know that they will not have a parent picking them up, but the van riders will come and call for them when it's their turn to get on the van and head home. As we go through the night, if you have any concerns about if you have a child that gets trips or gets cut or something, has some minor first aid, you will have a bag to carry that's got a copy of your crew book, and it's got some first aid supplies in there for just in case, in case there are mosquito bites or anything like that. That will be in there. Hand sanitizer, just some basic needs that you might come across throughout the night. We do have security volunteers in place, just so that you're aware. They'll be kind of walking around and just checking things out, making sure everybody's safe, make sure our ground stays safe. And let me think if there's anything else. One more thing to consider is something very important. We always want to keep an eye out as the supervisors of children. We are also mandated reporters. So we need to kind of keep an eye out and make sure if we see any kind of signs of abuse of our children, especially as you get into conversations with them throughout the week. They may bring up things or say things that may indicate that there is an abusive situation. You just need to make sure that you follow the protocol that is in the back of your handbook. It lays it out step by step of what would you do in this situation. So it is very important that you do read your guidebook. There is some very important information in there. Also in the back, there is my phone number, contact information in case something should arise in the evening that you need some help. I can come to you, just give me a quick text and I will come and help you with whatever you need. So I think that's it for crew leaders. If you have any questions or anything that I might have forgotten to mention, you can text me, or you can talk to me face-to-face, or you can email me at sparker@chickapee-baptist-church.com. Thanks, guys, for all your help.